The book of Revelations is not prophecy. Hey guys, and welcome back. I did a video on this topic a while ago, but now that there's 900 videos on the channel, people are having a hard time finding my videos. So I wanted to hop on and do this video, an updated version of this video, so people can get an understanding of my views on Revelations, because people are often very curious what my views are on Revelations, because supposedly John of old wrote it. John of old was not a writer. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? John of old was a storyteller. He told people stories, and things were handed down through oral tradition. The writings, the oldest writing that they have found, and were able to date, were dated to 50 years after the crucifixion. And it was a letter by Paul to the churches. And it's interesting. But Revelations, let's talk about Revelations. What is Revelations? Revelations was sending a message, right? Now, is it a prophecy? It really isn't a prophecy. It's a warning. And it's not a warning for our time. It's a warning for that time, 2,000 years ago. You see, John had a for lack of a better word, a servant, a young guy who traveled with him, and John would tell him what to send to other people. And I believe the young boy was actually not even from the area. I think he was actually Greek, but I'm not sure. I just feel that way. But he actually would take his John's words and write them down to pass out to the churches that John was writing to. And that young man would have to travel through the countryside, and the Roman legions were in the countryside, and they would often stop people and search people, and so to get a message to the churches, they would code them. They would send them with various codes. In Jewish numerology, there are various letters and numbers that are associated with certain things. And when you take the name Nero and you apply the Jewish numerology to it, Nero translates to 666. And what John was saying to the churches was, be careful of the oncoming onslaught from Nero. He's trying to wipe us out. So, he's going to try to starve you out. He's going to try to burn you out. He's going to do anything he can. The war, the pestilence, all the things that you talk about in Revelations, is really very much a reference to what Nero was going to bring. Beware the one who rides upon a white horse. Well, that white horse is very much a symbol of Rome, and so he was talking about Nero coming and attacking, right? And when you look at modern biblical archaeology, I don't know if that's right, or biblical archaeology, they recently found a different translation of Revelations. And it was in a different language, and when they did the actual numerology, the number was an entirely different number. But in that language, the numbers came out to Nero as well. So they pretty much are guaranteed that it's a letter to Nero. But I really believe it was, when you think of the disciples, you should think of them along the lines of like a Catholic bishop, right? They're in charge of a region. And so they were sending messages out to their churches in their region. And so John would constantly send messages. And he would send messages even from prison on Patmos Island, which is where Revelations is supposedly written, right? Which is an interesting story, because when I went to Greece, we were scheduled to go out to Patmos. And the day I was supposed to go out there, a huge storm came up. And they weren't sending boats to Patmos that day. So I actually missed going to Patmos, which was kind of a bummer. But Revelations itself is very much a warning of contemporary dangers that were coming to those churches that were being set up and being wiped out. So that's one thing. Also, you have to remember also that when you read the prophetic warnings that everyone talks about, the word Armageddon is a translation of Har-Megiddo. And Har-Megiddo means hill of Megiddo. And Megiddo is a town, and the hill beside Megiddo goes down into a valley. And the hill of Megiddo is where the final battle is supposed to happen, right? So it literally is a place, Armageddon. And everybody thinks it's like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. This, and it's all prophecies of Armageddon, right? Armageddon is a hill in Megiddo. It's where a battle was supposed to happen 2,000 years ago, right? So when you look at all these scary prophetic revelations, come to realize that they were written by people 2,000 years ago, about the 2,000 years ago, right? It's like when in 2012 the Mayan calendar ended. And I remember in 2011 I was speaking around the country, and I was standing in a room one day, and I looked around like this. I said, "Do you guys want to know what's going to happen on December 12th, 2012? And they're like, yeah, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And I leaned in real close, and I looked around. I said, the Mayan calendar is going to end. And then I went, wait. Got a secret for you. Last December, my other calendar ended, and we're still here. Right? And then 12 came and went, and nothing happened, right? Those are all ancient texts, ancient beliefs from ancient people. And to lean into them as if they are a massive truth for the damnation of the world is like believing in ancient people's mythology. So I want you to think about that as you're going through your day. You guys have a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.